Do women ever find difficulty figuring out if a man is genuine or if he's faking confidence?
No, I think it's pretty easy to understand.
How do you see if a man is truly confident?
If he's confident,
Yes. So that he's not putting on an act, only acting stuff for you.
I think if he's himself, he's comfortable what he's doing, how he's speaking, not that he has to act it, he has to make up something.
If you want to be a high quality man, you need to accept where you are in life. You need to accept who you are. If you are in denial, women are going to smell that on you. Women are extremely intuitive. They will find your vulnerability and they will attack it. You see, women hate weak men. They absolutely hate them. But even more, they hate weak men who are in denial of their weakness, men who are pretending to be strong. One of women's deepest fears is that she's going to be tricked, that she's going to be manipulated and impregnated by a man of inferior quality. And so she has these deeply rooted evolutionary instincts that make her extremely suspicious. If she feels like you're trying to fool her, that you're not who you pretend to be, she will not forgive you. So let's say that there's something that you're insecure about. Say you're unemployed, you're short, you're ugly, you're a virgin, whatever it is. You absolutely need to accept that reality. Whatever it is, you have to accept it. So think right now, think of something that you're feeling vulnerable about, something that you're insecure about. Whatever that reality is, you have to accept it. Yes, I'm unemployed. Yes, I'm short. Yes, I'm bad with women. Whatever it is, accept it. Remember what Tyrion Lannister says to Jon Snow in the very first episode of Game of Thrones. Never forget what you are. The rest of the world will not. Wear it like armor, and it can never be used to hurt you. To put it in my own words, always accept where you are in life, because women are going to figure it out anyway. Accept where you are, and there'll be no vulnerabilities for anybody to exploit. So let's just play out a situation where you haven't accepted a fact of reality. Let's say that you're unemployed and you're hugely insecure about it. So if you're talking to a woman and you're constantly terrified that you're going to be exposed and she's going to find out that you're unemployed, you're going to be coming across as anxious or defensive. That's hardly the confident man that she's going to be attracted to. Remember, when you're talking to a woman, she is constantly scanning you for vulnerabilities. She is actively looking for your insecurities. She will even explicitly give you shit tests to try and find your weak points. If she asks what you do for a living and you try and avoid the question or you get really embarrassed or defensive, that's it. You're done. You will not recover from that. But if you straight up respond, I'm unemployed, it's a fact of reality, you're completely at peace with it, then the flirting will continue. If you can say it out loud and it brings no negative emotion, you demonstrate that you are 100% at peace with it, then that's not going to be a deal breaker. She's going to look you in the eyes thinking, wow, that's such an embarrassing fact about where you're at in life. Surely he's going to be insecure about this. But if you look at her straight back in the eyes and there's no vulnerability, no insecurity, you have completely embraced this fact of reality, then that's going to be extremely attractive. There's no weakness or vulnerability for her to find because you are at peace. You're not pretending to be anything that you're not. You have stared straight at this fact of reality and you have accepted it. She can scan and look and test for weakness all she wants. She's not going to find it. And when women find a man who cannot be rocked, a man who is solid, who has no insecurities, who isn't hiding anything, that is attractive. Of course, she's going to find it more attractive if you have a good job, a successful career, female hypergamy, etc., etc. But do not underestimate the power of frame. Women will look to you to know how they should interpret information. And if you mention a fact of reality and you demonstrate that you're not embarrassed about it, you're not insecure about it, she's likely to follow your lead. And of course, accepting reality doesn't mean that you're happy about it or that you're not working to improve things. But if you're going to make positive changes in your life, the first step has to be accepting where you are. Because how can you move ahead unless you acknowledge where you're beginning from? You don't need to feel good about it. I'm not talking about some kind of delusional self-esteem or some unearned confidence that's not based on any kind of achievements or innate talents. You should be improving. You should be constantly working to be more successful. But don't be in denial. Wherever you are, that's where you are. Confront it, accept it, embrace it. Make it so that you are not scared of what anyone can say to you because you've already said everything to yourself first. People want to insult you by calling you short or ugly. So what? You've already said those things to yourself. You have acknowledged that reality. You have embraced and accepted it. You are at peace with it. In this way, you actively remove the threat that people try and hold over you by reminding you of some uncomfortable fact about reality. If you beat them to it, then they have no power over you because reality is now your friend. That's your refuge. That's your source of strength. If you want to be a high quality man, then acceptance has to be your first step. Did you know that only about 60% of my video content actually makes it to YouTube? The other 40% is available on my Patreon. My latest video is about how to handle it if you're dating a woman or want to date a woman who has more sexual experience than you. I talk about how society has created this situation where this is a very common scenario, as well as tips and advice on how to navigate it and how to structure your life so that this never comes up. This video was inspired by a question from one of my patrons. So if you've ever had a question that you wanted to ask me, something you wanted me to make a video about, my Patreon is only $5. You can ask that question, you can access all of my exclusive content, and it's a fantastic way to support the channel. I really hope to receive your support.
Why do you think men sometimes fake confidence when speaking to women?
Because they're not sure of themselves. Maybe everyone is different, so maybe this man he wants to do like other ones is doing because it's easier, and they think that all women like the same type, so I think they're just not doing themselves sometimes.